Hey y'all. So I know it's been a minute, but here I am with another story. So it was crazy this weekend, Super Bowl weekend. The whole weekend was crazy. The whole week was crazy. All right, so I'm gonna try to give y'all a quick rundown, and then we'll do an old story next time I come on. But earlier in the week, let's see what happened. I picked up this guy. His name was Wade, and he was cool on the first day, like really really cool. But the second day I picked him up, he was wasted. So he disclosed to me that he had just started back drinking. So he just moved out of his sober living house and he started back drinking and it wasn't going well. And that was my third night picking him up after he had been drinking. And so I was like, oh shoot. So he was wasted that night. He let this lady, it was this like elderly lady that came from out the bar. He let this elderly lady get in his Uber, and she had already ordered an Uber, so I don't even know why he let her get into the Uber. But he let the lady get in the Uber, and she spilled drink all over the seat. And they both got in the car with a drink. I think he spilled his drink too, but she spilled her drink all over the seat. So it was just so crazy to me because this is like the second time this has happened where somebody, and you guys already know because of the whole Mudville Grill thing, where the guy got in there with the glass. But somehow, I didn't notice when she was getting in the car. Somehow she managed to get out of the bar with these people's glass. First of all, I don't know how she did that. And then we got to her location. She got out the car. That was when I seen the glass. It was a big glass too. And I was just like, they let you leave with a glass? She was like, no, they ain't let me leave with the glass. They don't see shit. And so I was just like, yeah, right then I knew. I was just like, she got a whole collection of their glasses in her house. So yeah, so we dropped her off. It took forever to drop her off because them two was like arguing and bickering, going back and forth or whatever, because she was trying to find me a tip in her bag and she couldn't find it. And I was just like, look, let her go to her house because she don't got no money. Obviously, she rode here in your Uber. She don't got no money. And so finally, she was gone, and we left. So then I got him to his place, and that's when he was like, I guess using me as his therapist and telling me all the stuff about his sober living thing going on. But we get to the place, and y'all, I'm sitting there listening to him about his sober living and everything like that. So I've not said not one word the whole trip. But he asks me when we pull in, he was like, you said you were coming in, right? And I was like, what? I said, what? I ain't said shit. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, I know good and damn well I ain't say nothing the whole trip. Like, I was listening to the conversation. And so I was like, no, I never said I was coming in. And he was like, okay. So then he gets out the car. And before he shuts the door, he's like, didn't you say you were coming in? And I was just like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I never said I was coming in. So I'm driving off. I done pulled out the parking lot. I went around and then he comes through some back alleyway running up to my car. Then he's knocking on the window and he was like, hey, I thought you were coming in. And I was just like, these people on these trips, y'all, this shit be crazy. But yeah, he was crazy. So now, um, every time I see Wade come through on my app, I don't go pick him up. So I'm just like, oh, I don't have time for this shit. Okay, so that was that. That was earlier in the week, right? Not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. So yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. Saturday. Saturday, I'm dropping off this couple, and the lady is so wasted, y'all. She done went to sleep in the back seat, and she was sleeping like a baby, y'all. She had both hands up under her head, and she was just, peacefully sleeping. She looked so comfortable. So then the husband's trying to get her up to get her out the car because we like, we're at the destination. It's time for you to go. So he's trying to get her out the car, and she would not get up. And so I was just like, sir, I really think you're gonna have to do something different than what you're doing. He's like, because the whole time he's like, babe, it's time to get up, it's time to get up. And I'm just like, I don't think she's waking up. So then he started tapping her. And then he started shaking her. And I was just like, I was starting to panic. I was just like, is she gonna get out the car? I started to panic because that's not the first time that's happened to me. But thankfully, this time when it happened, there was somebody else in the car to get the person up. The last time it happened to me, there was nobody in the car. So I'm gonna have to tell y'all that story next time, because that shit, oh my God. But he started shaking her, and then finally he just started picking her up. Like he was like lifting or trying to lift her up, and that's when she finally got up. And so then she's scooting out the car all slow and stuff. She handed him the purse, and she just acted like she was just so tired. She gets out the car, and then like he started freaking out. He was like, "Are those your shoes?" He was like, "Did you have shoes in here?" And I'm like, "Obviously," because she's barefooted. And she was like, "Oh yeah, just leave them. We'll get them later." And he talking about no. He was like, "You can't get them later." And so then he kind of pushed her to the side and then reached in and got the shoes. But I was just like, oh, these people this weekend, would they waste themselves, were a trip. Those was like probably two of my funniest stories. But I had a couple of groups, because I don't have front seat riders anymore, but I had a couple of groups of people just like squeezing into the car, and I'm just like, y'all ratchet. Y'all so ratchet. All right, friends, we're almost to 1,000. I can't wait to tell y'all that story. But when we get there, we'll get there, and I cannot wait to see you guys' reactions. Laters.